One of the best defensive players in this year's draft is Alabama cornerback Patrick Surtain Jr. He's a familiar name to NFL fans as his father, who was also his high school coach, spent 11 years in the league, 7 of them with the Miami Dolphins. During his prep days at American Heritage High School, there's a feeling that the younger Surtain was well on his way to becoming an NFL player.
I'm a confident football player, I bring a lot of attributes to the team, I got speed, length, technique, physical, and I love to compete.
Just playmaking ability. He can shut his side of the field down, and tremendous athlete, great ball skills, just an all-around complete athlete, but also a good person, a leader, and someone who's gonna do the right thing and never throw his teammates under the bus, gonna have his teammates back, and he wants his teammates' success as much as he wants his own.
As a child, the younger Surtain got to spend a lot of time hanging around NFL players as his dad played for the Dolphins and Kansas City Chiefs. It was only natural for young Patrick to fall in love with football.
It was great just to meet some of the professional athletes like Ricky Williams, Jason Taylor, Sam Madison, Jamal Charles, and them. I looked up to him, so it was great to meet them.
I put a ball in his hand, at an early age, and he fell in love. I didn't push him towards it because he was a pretty good basketball player, when he was younger too. He ran track, did it all, but it's just something about football he gravitated to, and he loved it, and you can see it. He knows everything about the game, both offense and he played offense, when he was at an early age, and he was pretty good then. But I always knew he was going to be a defensive player because his instincts, at the cornerback position.
He has elite size for a corner, but it's his instincts as a defensive back that truly make him an outstanding prospect.
I would hope he'd get him from me, but he didn't get his size and his speed and athleticism from me. He's way, further along than I was at the same exact age. And, like I told him, the sky's the limit. And with God's blessings, he's going to get everything he earned. Like I always tell him, there's no substitute for the hard work.
You got to be a smart football player out there, Football is not all about talent, it's about being smart too.
If he keeps his head on the right path, and like I said, God willing, he's able to stay healthy and everything, goes right, he'll fulfill his dream of playing on the next level because he has that kind of skill.
While his father has an impressive list of accomplishments in football, it's entirely possible that Patrick Surtain Jr. could take the family name to new heights in the future. Dylan Moses was also an impact player in the 2020 Alabama defense. He bounced back from a season-ending knee injury in 2019 to reestablish himself as an NFL prospect. Moses has been a highly touted recruit for a long time. The Baton Rouge, Louisiana native appeared on the cover of ESPN magazine as an 8th grader.
I go back to that experience again and again and again just to relive it in my mind. And I just keep on thinking, it was unbelievable. Out of all kids, it was me. And it just keeps on driving me. It's that inner fire that keeps me going for wanting more.
Dylan made the move to IMG Academy in Florida for his senior year of high school, and that's where he really zeroed in on playing linebacker for his future.
I came here, they asked me what position I wanted to do, and they said it's either running back or linebacker, and I told them I want to be on defense. It's mainly because I like to hit people. I love that. I love that so much, and I don't want to sound like I'm overly aggressive or anything like that, but it's just, I like just the schemes and all the different, coverages and stuff like that. I just like learning about it.
Just his instincts. He has good range. He's athletic, can run. And he just has a feel for the game. There's athletes that have a feel for the game, and there's athletes that have to learn that. Well, he already has that at an early age.
I want to go really far with it. Not just with the football aspect, but I want to be able to gain a lot from it. Not just with what I could do on the field, but what I can do to inspire people off the field, and then be able to build relationships for when I do stop playing football and then going on.
The sky's the limit. I mean, he can go. He's definitely a kid where when you look at student athletes early, you can kind of get an indication on this young man will one day be playing in the National Football League. He's one of those guys.
Florida State defensive back Asante Samuel Jr. is another former sports star who is likely to get selected in the first 2 days of the draft. Asante's father was a 4-time Pro Bowler and a 2-time Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots. The younger Samuel played his high school ball at South Florida Power St. Thomas Aquinas.
I say I bring instincts, swag, and just that dog in the team, just that dog. You can't explain it.
He's a student of the game. He loves football. He tries to impress his character and work ethic onto his teammates from a leadership standpoint. He obviously is extremely explosive, and he has great eye discipline and also ball skills, but he realizes that it's an important aspect to be physical and fly to the ball with an authentic sense of tenacity. So he brings a sense of security to the game that only empowers and inspires his teammates to play at a high level.
One of Samuel's college teammates should hear his name called in the draft's middle rounds. Defensive tackle Marvin Wilson was a top 10 overall prospect when he was a high school player at Episcopal High School in the Houston area.
I always liked watching Warren Sapp when I was growing up. You know, he was playing with the Raiders, and I always used to like watching him. You know, and I watched him. I watch Adama Kasu now. You know, because like the meanness and nastiness and how he plays at a D tackle. You know, I just like those two guys. I really like watching him. Watching Reggie White. You know, I just like watching those guys.
Marvin had a great teammate to push him at Episcopal, as Walker Little was a 5-star prospect on the offensive line. Little would go on to play at Stanford, and he is also a highly rated prospect in this draft.
Definitely helps us both. It's high intensity, it's college level reps, and it helps us get ready for the next level and really improves both of our games each time.
When we start getting practice, after we get out of 2 days, you know, have our individuals and stuff like that. We'll come in, do one-on-one pass rush, run block drills and stuff like that, and then do double teams. You know, different things that we work on.
Thanks for checking out Sports Stars of Tomorrow on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, and please subscribe to our channel so you see all of the latest content.